Hey everyone, this is J-Dog and I'm here with another video. So, I'm looking at this website called ifrsolutions.com, the hottest source for the latest in urban entertainment. Alright, I think a couple weeks ago, Eric Holder, I think was either a trial or something. And they're saying that he claims the government made him do it. Now, we heard that Eric Holder, when he was trying to escape from being caught, or worse, he was trying to go to a mental facility. That's what they said, that they caught him. Although, saying that the government was responsible, I'm also to believe if he's telling the truth, would not be surprised if he's actually telling the truth if the government really did tell him to do it. Because some kind of stuff has happened before. But first, let me read the article. Eric Holder, and that's this man right here, the man accused of murdering beloved rapper Nipsey Hussle plead not guilty, according to our sources. He plans to confess to the murder and give details about why he did it. He plead not guilty, but says he's confessing to the murder. Holder is, and then of course there's footage saying that showing him actually doing it, but let's read more. Holder is claiming that the government hired him to gun down Nipsey in front of his store and promised he would not get caught, and a check of $75,000. Well, Holder is not pleased with how the deal went south, and now from behind bars he has revealed that he was contacted by the government to kill Nipsey. Did the government kill? And this is why a lot of people said that the death of Nipsey Hussle is something bigger than just Eric Holder just shooting Nipsey Hussle down. Remember, this is what the same thing people said about what really happened to King and Malcolm. Not defending Eric Holder, because since he was the one who pulled the trigger and unprovoked, he still needs to go down. But I'm not surprised if it turns out, like I said, Malcolm and Martin, many people said that the people that killed them were actually patsies, or people, informants themselves are hired, or that they were the ones to take the dive. Why you think, but let's continue on. And I'm going to explain why I even just mentioned those people's names. According to Holder, he was contacted by the Los Angeles Police Department. Let you mind, Los Angeles Police Department does have a history of corruption. Still known to be corrupt, just like Chicago PD. And I would not be surprised if they try to get some kind of snitches to, do a little favors to avoid some heavy jail time or something. And they had an offer that he could not refuse. $75,000 for claiming the life of Nipsey Hussle. In a grand scheme of things, $75,000 is not a lot of money, but it was enough for a friend to viciously kill Nipsey. Holder said that the LAPD's motives behind wanting Nipsey, okay, he spelled this wrong, Nipsey wrong, they said Pipsy, dead was unclear. I think I could think of a few reasons, however, why they may have wanted Nipsey. See, Nipsey had his own business, Marathon. He bought the lot that they have they put the store in, and Nipsey was encouraging more black people to buy more properties, lots, and set up shop so that they can also protect their neighborhoods from getting gentrified or being the victims of the gentrification that would force them to be kicked out. Because there's a whole, the gentrification is getting extremely worse in California. It's like to the point where there's not enough black people to, or they really want them out of there, because all that stuff they're building in not just Los Angeles, but almost the entire state of California. And I hear, and sometimes the government will purposely sabotage black people's mortgage, or even where if they have their own business, just so that they could, destroy their business and kick them out. And then when they can't pay the mortgage or whatever, they're forced to leave, and either mostly white people or some immigrants start going in. That's the whole making California a sacred city has also caused a lot of gentrification to hurting the black community. And Nipsey Hussle was one of the few people who said, if we're going to stop this, we're going to have to start buying up shop. And sometimes those sabotage, I've heard the police have known to try to shake down the place and stuff, and Nipsey stand his ground and stuff like that. So yeah, if the LAPD couldn't get them on their own, they'll probably find, and they probably needed a black face to make it look like it was a gang violence when it was an even bigger conspiracy. So if all this happens to be true, I would not be surprised if that's actually true. But let's continue. He did not bother to ask since money talks. With all the good that Nipsey was doing for the black and minority communities of South LA, one can speculate that LAPD wanted Nipsey dead to the course stop the education of minorities and start a gang war. Do not be surprised if that happened to be 100% true. Matter of fact, I think it probably is. I think it's more than just Eric Holder. It's just Eric Holder was the sucker. Now, Eric Holder is still wrong for what he did and does need to go down too for participating. Even because still he volunteered to accept the money. So he needs to go down. I still don't feel sorry for Eric Holder. Eric Holder needs to go down and suffer whatever punishment God or whoever puts on him. But still, I'm also not surprised if LAPD is responsible, because I bet you they wanted Nipsey out of the way, but they couldn't do their own dirty work. It would make people suspicious, so they just had to find some kind of random, and they can't use a white person. They didn't want to use a white person because then it will expose the truth about racism in this country, so they needed a black sucker and to make it look like it was black on black crime. Trust me, this government is known to do a lot of icky stuff and to hurt black people especially black people who are doing good for the community. Eric Holder, who goes by something cuts, but not even going to mention that part, in the streets, is a well-known informant. See? And who's the informant to? I don't know, maybe the LAPD, the FBI, the government. So it's very possible that he did make, or at least attempt to make, a deal with the LAPD to end the life of Nipsey Hussle. So, okay. That will bring more truth to the story, because if he's in an informant, because LAPD, they will make snitches do anything to help the LAPD arrest or even kill who they want out of the way. Remember, now before I continue, here's the reason why I said people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X while reading this article, because that's what many people said, and it showed evidence. That's what really happened that led to their executions. The government didn't like the fact that they were helping the black community, trying to fight for reparations and all this other stuff. So they figured, get them out of the way. So they had to find some random sucker or suckers to do the dirty work. Remember, it was an informant that got Fred Hampton killed, one of the Black Panthers. Got him killed by the police and the FBI. Now, the informant didn't pull the trigger then, and it was the police, but he was meant to basically sabotage the actions of the Black Panthers, who also were trying to help the community. They don't go this hard on some of the gangbangers or other black criminals, because they need them to cause a ruckus so they can lower the property value down, so they can gentrify either, and then they get rid of all the black people out of town, or to destroy the community so black people would have nothing. And then, when the time is right, they will get rid of them, or have no use for them, and then just throw them on the bus or something. So yeah, that's why I mentioned the other people before. Remember, the FBI lost a civil case to the King family because they believed they were involved in the killing of Martin Luther King, not just the guy that they decided to pick up and say was the one who did it. So yeah, yes, Eric Holder's a criminal. Yes, he may be crazy. But at the same time, I kind of believe some of his story, not because I believe in Eric Holder, not because I'm defending Eric Holder. He deserves whatever punishment the world, society, or the powers may be, or the Most High will give him. But it's just, I will not be surprised if the government was responsible, because, like I said, other historical figures, this has had history of happening before. And they're not just the black people, just anyone they want to get rid of. Remember, CIA is known to help with the get rid of certain leaders, and then they put in puppet leaders. The rig elections, everything. So, this government has been responsible for all that stuff. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they did use Eric Holder as one of their lackeys to get rid of someone they don't want. Probably even telling about this article, or could put some of us, including me, at risk. But continue on. What do you believe? Do you believe the LAPD is responsible for the murder of Nipsey Hussle? Can we believe Eric Holder, an informant, will go as low to kill his friends for $75,000? I think so. At this time, LAPD has not made a statement in regards in Holder's claims. At this time, they are actively working to build a case against Eric Holder in order to convict him for the murder of Nipsey Hussle. Like I said before, once they're done with their enforcers, then they start throwing them under the bus. Maybe he wants either a better deal, Or maybe he probably had some kind of conscience. And you know they're probably going to try to find a way to get rid of Holder, even by either throwing him in jail or killing him, or all of a sudden we hear he committed suicide. If we hear that he committed suicide, do not be surprised if it was made to look like a suicide, and when it was really something else, but they try to cover the tracks. I say Eric Holder still should be punished because what he did, but what he's also saying, do not be surprised if that is truthful. I still look the government and the LAPD sideways. Although, let's just say, do not be surprised if people, if he ends up disappeared or dead within the next few months, days, months, or years, and this happens to come up. What I think about this article, also, I don't trust Eric Holder, but I'm not surprised of what he's saying may also be the truth. Eric Holder still should get punished, but I'm also looking at the LAPD, the California government, the government in general, because like I said, they are pushing this heavy gentrification that's attacking black people, kicking them out of California. And Nipsey Hussle was one of the people that were trying to fight it by helping black people, try to convince them to create their own businesses, buy up land so that they wouldn't be removed. And I wouldn't be surprised if LAPD was trying to stop all that, and they had to go the extra mile. I don't know, whatever, but I want y'all to decide what you think. I want to know what y'all think about this article. Is he saying this to save his own skin? Or is it really true? I see some truth into, yes, he should be punished, but I see some truth. I actually 100% believe some truth to this situation, but I want to know what y'all think in the comment section, because I believe there's some truth to what Eric Holder is saying, if this is him saying this. And like I said, if anything happens to him badly, that would also prove a point that, you know, they really wanted to keep this on the hush. And they really wanted Nipsey Hussle gone, and then they were going to throw Eric Holder under the bus. Like I said, I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. I will leave the link to the article so you can read it for yourself in the description box and comment section. Share the article with, share the video, and that's all I have to say for now. I know this is a pretty long video, but this is something that needed to be discussed. But that's all I have to say for now. This is J-Dog. Thank you for your time, and I hope to catch you on another video. Peace, everyone.